Hi, welcome to Illo Talk. I am Cory Kerr, and this is day 68 of 100 days of animation. So day 68. Day 68. I've been doing so many days of this, I can't remember what day it is. But it is day 68. Intro music. I didn't record me actually doing anything, but I wanted to show you what I did. So what I did tonight was I made this guy. So yesterday I went through that big long process of showing you how I made him like fly and wiggle and stuff like that. And what I did this time, actually I should be showing you. There you go. What I did this time is I made his kind of wings like pop open. So he's got his little back shell, and his back shell like pops, and then his wings, which kind of fit underneath that shell, kind of fold open and fold out. And so it was a bit of a challenge actually, because beetles, when they kind of actually split their shell, they split it in half, and then it kind of opens. And whereas I'm only seeing one side of that, and I didn't want to, it's at a different angle than it is when it's open, right? When it's open, you can see the underneath side. When it's closed, you can see the top side. And so I kind of had to turn it and warp it a little bit. And so I don't know if you can see this, but this is actually quite a bit longer than this. Notice how if I were to draw a line, let me pause it. If I were to draw a line from here to there, right, it's quite a bit shorter. So as it pops open, I'm going to do this. I'll just show you. Watch this. Let's see if we can get it to do it. It is dealing with a lot, and my computer is super slow. So let's go fit. Give it time to render. But anyway, as it pops open, it changes in size, and then right here, I have one end and the new one begin. So that so they can do that. So you can see it starts really slowly, and then as we get right there, see it kind of starts to shrink a little bit, and then right there is the switch. So it goes from, I'll show you in a minute here. That's not going to do it. This is the problem with having very little RAM. But anyway, once this renders, I'll show you. Let me take this down to like a quarter. Maybe it'll render faster. So the wing folded is actually several wings, copies of each other at different sizes, and then masked, and then kind of layered and overlapped on top of each other. And then as it flaps back and forth, that's what these keyframes are for. As it flaps back and forth, I expanded that mask so it kind of grew into itself. And then the other one, I had it super compressed so it was really short. And then I brought it back to its full length. But you can't really see any of that happen, except if you jump into here, where there's no flapping, you can watch it grow. So you see how it kind of just grows like that? Right? And that looks kind of weird, right? That doesn't look that great. And you can see how I kind of have that opacity fade at the end, so it fades into one. Okay? But I hid this kind of weirdness because all of that happens during the flapping, right? And so if we just kind of look really quickly, you can see that the motion blur and that little flapping is kind of covering the transition. And then by the time it gets there, the second one is gone. And so going in reverse, you can see both of them. Like if I stop right here, you can see the edge and the other one. They kind of go like that. And so when it pops out, it's kind of this weird like folded kind of mess. And I give you a second to look at that, and then it just flaps and unfolds. Because in reality, what's really happening to the actual beetle is these are like tubes. So imagine like one of those long water balloons or a water weenie or something. And and they kind of force kind of pneumatics into this, and it kind of like unfolds, and they kind of flap to kind of get the liquid in there and open it up. Anyway, so what I'm going to be doing is you will see that this is actually a copy of the one that I did yesterday. And so you'll see that I'll be able to take this, drop it into the timeline, and then do one of these bits where this ends and the next one begins when it starts flapping. And so that's going to be cool. So anyway, he pops open and he flaps his wings. So next I'm going to do kind of a little running sequence. Like obviously I don't have the legs in here. They are there, but they kind of get in the way. And so they actually need to be under that one. See, that's not going to work. Anyway, I'll have to figure out the legs. They'll probably hang down instead. But anyway, I want him to kind of like run and then jump. And then like as he's like jumping and lifting his head up, I want his wings to like pop, flap, and then he like takes off. Kind of helicopter style. And that's the sound that I'm going to have going is like this, you know, kind of like a Vietnam like helicopter. And so he'll do his like beating of his wings deal, kind of mid-air, mid-jump, and then he'll kind of take off screen. So it's not ironic, but the funny thing about this is like it's entertaining. I'm gonna let you watch this while I'm talking. So let's let that roll. The funny thing about this is that I'm spending a ton of time, days and days and days and days. This is going to end up being about 3 to 4 seconds, maybe 5 or 6. This particular character is not going to get more than 10 to 15 seconds of screen time by the time I'm done with it. And it's taken me weeks. So anyway, but I'm getting faster. I mean, last night I was able to do that in about 40 minutes. And tonight I ran into some problems. I didn't actually know how to mask anything until tonight, where I had to figure out how to do that. It's not as hard as I thought. Anyway, once I figured that out, it went pretty quickly too. So anyway, kind of fun. So I will leave you with watching this guy pop open and fly one more time. Let me show you while this is rendering. I'll just show you some keyframes. So let's go there. So it's actually not that many keyframes when you look at it. You've got the flapping right here, and then this is the closed shell popping open and the open shell kind of transitioning from there and kind of rolling that last little bit. So it just kind of flows up like this. So it kind of flows and then transitions, right? And this is the back wing. After this is done flapping, the far wing that's on the other side, it kind of just finishes that off. And this is open shell 2. Oh yeah, this is the back shell that kind of comes in as well. And so now that it's ready to go, you can see pop, flap. And so that worked out pretty well. I like it. And because I was able to keep what I did yesterday and just change some of the keyframes, it actually went pretty quickly. So not bad. Kind of excited. I like this dude. He's going to be a fun guy to do. I might go in at some point and have him do this little breathing deal with these, but he's going to be moving so quickly, and there's going to be like motion blur, and there's going to be smoke, and he's flying, and his wings are flapping. Maybe the whole breathing abdomen deal is overkill. I don't know, but it will add just a touch of realism, so I'll probably end up doing it at some point in time. Anyway, that's it for tonight, day 68 of 100 Days of Animation. And I forgot to tell you, if you are just tuning in, I'm doing 100 Days of Animation, where I spend a minimum of 30 minutes every day working on my first animated short film. I've never animated anything before this, and I'm now 68 days into learning After Effects. Luckily, I came into it knowing Photoshop and Illustrator quite well, and so I've been cataloging that every day, and you can go back on the playlist that's listed in this in the it's not a bio. I keep saying bio like it's Instagram or something. The description of this video, there's a little link to the playlist. There's also a link to my website where you can get t-shirts and stickers and see what else I'm working on. And there are links to Twitter and Instagram and other things. If you're interested in what I'm doing here, I do some play-by-plays as well as like telling you what's going on in my life, and you can subscribe. And if you liked this video, actually take your little mouse cursor, move it up to the thumbs up, and click like. And if you have any questions about what I did, shoot me a comment, or just you want to say hi. I like the comments. It makes me feel I'm not shouting into the void, which is fun. So you can catch my stuff at corykerr.com. And this beetle is maybe halfway done. He just needs to run and he needs to jump. And so once I have those other two compositions, a running cycle and then him jumping, then I'll be able to piece all four of those things together and we'll have a whole thing. And he'll be able to do this attack sequence. Where is it? This one. See, that's him. Right there. Boom! That's what happens. So, anyway, I'm getting a little loopy and I've got an early morning tomorrow and it's late tonight. So, I will catch you guys later. Outro music.